Well, good evening, everybody. It has been a while since you have seen this ugly mug. Uh, Probably several months since we've last done a video. It is Friday night, November 8th, 2013. It's about 11:30 at night on the East Coast, and thought I would just open up the mic. You'll see, first of all, I have a different headset on, or I have a headset on compared to the normal studio mic, and there's a whole story behind this as well. I alluded to it in one of my posts over the summer. We'll talk about that in a little bit. So quality's a little bit probably poor. Got a new light. It's late at night, so let's talk trading. Let's talk what's been going on. And let's talk about what's coming up. In terms of why I have a different mic on, it has been an interesting summer in that a couple of months ago, I think it was early September, we were awakened at about 2 in the morning with what sounded like gunshots going off in the background. And turns out that there was a powerful thunderstorm in the area, and our house got indirectly, I guess, struck by lightning through Comcast's equipment. And even though the house didn't get struck itself, the strike found its way in and did quite a bit of damage to anything that was hooked up to cable or the internet. Now, that's a bit interesting in and of itself when you think about it, because all of our high-tech gadgets were plugged into surge protectors. But the challenge was that the power surge came in through the coax cable. And while you can run coax through surge protectors, if you're familiar with technology at all, you tend to lose your high-def signals if you do that. So most of us bypass any type of surge protection for the coax. And in doing so, the strike found its way in and fried just about every piece of equipment that was hooked up to, again, either the cable or the internet. So at about about $8,000 in damage. TVs, computers, routers, you name it. We're still finding items. In fact, just tonight, as I thought about doing this, I realized that the Yeti microphone is not working, and that likely was a casualty as well. So I will be adding that to the second claim that we filed with the insurance company, who has been very good about it, took care of everything. A small deductible, but it's been interesting. It was interesting in terms of trying to figure out what was working, what wasn't working. You had some HDMI ports that were working, and some TVs where the wire was connected, but all the other HDMI ports were okay. So do you trash the TV? How do you get reimbursement for it? And so that's been really interesting. But I guess the good news in all of this is sometimes you've got to blow things up literally to get a new start. And there's probably a trading analogy in there somewhere as well. But the end result is we've come out the other side. I've got new PCs, new monitors, got a nice display here that I should probably take a picture of sometime. And it's a bit of a fresh start in a way, although it was very distracting for a period of time. So that's a very interesting part of the summer that I've had. What else has been going on? We've got coming up the Trading Expo in Vegas. That is coming up in a couple of weeks. It's the weekend before Thanksgiving. I will be talking Saturday morning, November 23rd. I think it's at 8 o'clock in the morning. We'll do a quick book signing after that. And I think there's an interview with the Money Show folks. So if you're in the area or able to make it, great. I'm going to be talking about the very important concept of outliers, how that really needs to be worked into your trading plan if you're going to have any degree of success in this business. And so that's what that's going to be. I'm going to meet my daughter out there who lives in LA. So that'll be nice. I'll be flying in on that Friday, leaving on Sunday. So if you're around, please stop by. As it does relate to the book, again, the riptide, as I call it, continues to kind of filter through the industry. The review in Futures Magazine was appreciated. It was not expected, but certainly it was good to see the support. Feedback from the readers continues to be very strong. A couple of good reviews last couple of days. And I will be announcing at the Vegas show, and I might as well give you a preview right now, that I have decided to give 100% of my post-production profits to charity from this effort. It is something that I've thought about, and while we were going to give a portion to our charitable causes that we've been working with over the past several years, every single penny that I get from this, after the publisher gets their take, is going to go to charity. It's the right thing to do. It is consistent with our ongoing mission of trying to do good, win for traders, win for charities. I'm certainly at a point in my career where I do not need the income. Income is great, and I have other sources, but this book, in the spirit, I guess, of Bill O'Reilly, every single penny will go to charity. Right now, we're dealing with the one fund still in Boston to support the victims of the Boston Marathon bombing. So I'm very pleased to announce that. I'll be talking more about that at the Trading Expo in Vegas. What else has been going on? It's been a rather a fun sports time as well in this area. And as I said in the post on the 2nd, whether you like or hate the Red Sox, or probably getting tired in some cases of these spoiled New Englanders with all these sports runs, there's some huge trading stories and analogies that we can take from that. And I encourage you, if you haven't read that post, it's a November 2nd post on the blog here, and it really talks about needing sometimes to blow things up to make a change. And whether you're struggling in your trading or in your life or whatever, you can change on a dime. You may not see results right away, but you can take action. And the story of the Red Sox is great in terms of they came from the ashes finally to win after frustrating themselves and their fans for years in 04 and then 07, the championships. And then it went to their head. They got cocky. They got players that were not the right players. They got lazy. They got complacent. And they just totally lost it. They lost their identity. They went from first to the cellar over a couple of years. And they made a decision, the management did, to get rid of these guys and bring in some hard-working grinders. And again, the rest is history. And it's not so much being a Red Sox fan as it is being a fan of basically coming back from ruin and redemption. I guess that's, they talked about the road to redemption in terms of the Boston sports talk shows around here describing the Red Sox season. But I think it describes life, and the continued humanity that we all deal with. And we slip, we fall, we get up. And I think that's a great example for us as traders. This was very carefully worded in terms of not really wanting to be a book of success. It was, if you really read this, and if you read it, I encourage you to read the beginning and the end. Read the first few sections and then the last couple again, because the takeaway of this is redemption and what you can do with your life, and what you can do with your trading career. Certainly, it's a book about trading, all sorts of trading. It's a trading blog, a diary, a detailed diary, and then all the foundation, that led to the years in the 2000s, and then the years beyond that. But beyond that, this is a diary of life. And when I look at the feedback and I talk to people, the reviews, the people that really understand what this is truly about, they get it. There's a lot of stuff here between the lines. And, as I've said before, if you're looking for something on technical analysis or some magic pill, as I wrote about a few months ago or a few weeks ago, you're not going to find that in here. You're not going to find that in it. If you just want to open a book and want to learn how to make $1 zillion, I mean, you're just not going to find that here. But what this is intended to be is a book about life, a book about perspective, a book about perseverance, a book about dealing with our own humanity and humanity in the marketplace. And that's what trading is about. And again, I'm pleased when I see feedback that tells me that people have figured it out, have gotten that part of what's in here, because that's why I did this. to try to provide a roadmap for others, to have you avoid the pitfalls, certainly in the trading industry, but in your life as well. I'm 52 now. I've had a certain level of accomplishment in this industry. I continue to be involved, and that will always be ingrained in me. But please understand that there's so much beyond the trading success. And I just wanted to point that out in the spirit of what it's all about. Speaking of sports again, I had a great chance to see someone who was my hero when I was a youth, and that was Mr. Robert Gordon Orr, Bobby Orr, star hockey player for the Bruins in the late 60s, early 70s. Had a wonderful evening with him on Wednesday night with my wife. I'll post some pictures here soon, but he's going to book out, just came out, Bobby Orr, Orr My Story. He was kind enough to sign a print that I've had in my office in one way or another since 1970. It is, see if I can get a good picture here. This is a 1970 print when he was in his prime, and he was gracious enough to sign it. I had some great conversations with him. I tried to go out of my way to thank him for what he has provided many of us in terms of entertainment and inspiration over the years. When you look at his story, it transcends sports because he's done so much since then. He does so much for charity. He does so much for people other than himself, and I admit was a bit of an inspiration perhaps, and got me thinking about, let's just go all in on this in terms of what we can do with charity. So again, it's been an interesting summer at this end. Had some neck issues, some disc issues I alluded to, where I had again, based on 30, 40 years of desk work, monitor work, got to a point where I had several discs, probably had 4 of them leaning on my cord. But I have rehabbed that. I am in much better condition now, good shape, and feeling very well. So again, just want to touch base. The markets continue to provide outstanding opportunity, but it really doesn't matter what the markets do. You need to be following them. You need to be adapting to what the current rhythms are. The concept of the jellyfish, that continues to be what this business is all about. Some wonderful volatility certainly lately, and I hope you're able to take advantage of that. So I thought I'd just pop on and say hi a little bit. We've just put not an addition on, but we've created some more rooms in our basement here of our home, workout room behind me, and a nice craft room for my wife that maybe we'll take a little tour here shortly. But again, thank you for the continued response to the book, and hopefully we can do some more good. Again, helping traders and helping others benefit from the charitable cause. So with that having been said, hope I can see you in Vegas in a couple of weeks. I'll try to post more frequently here coming up, and have a great weekend and a great trading week. Take care.